It all started with a message. You know, the kind of message you're desperately hoping for when you've been on the job hunt for months. It looked professional, it sounded legit, it really felt like a breakthrough.
This message landed on a Tuesday afternoon, and the person who got it, well, she was tired, she was stressed out, and she just needed something, anything, to finally go her way. So, of course, she replied, "Yes, I'm interested."
Just 14 days later, this is what was gone. Her entire savings wiped out.
The great pay, the flexible hours, the big opportunity. It was all just an incredibly elaborate and unbelievably cruel lie. Okay, let's really dive into this because understanding exactly how this happens is the only way to make sure it never, ever happens to you. Look, this isn't just one person's sad story. This is about one of the fastest growing and most financially devastating scams happening in the world right now, the fake job offer. In 2024 alone, these scams have siphoned over $500 million from victims. And here's the truly staggering part. Researchers believe that number it's only about 2 to 5% of the actual damage. Most people never report it because they're too ashamed. So the real number, it's almost certainly in the billions. And just look at how fast this thing is growing, a 457% jump in just 4 years. Scammers didn't invent remote work, but boy, did they move in fast and with a scary level of sophistication. So how do they actually pull it off? A lot of these fake jobs are what's known as a task scam. And to get it, you really have to stop picturing some lonely hacker in a dark room. This isn't one person. This is a machine. Yeah, we're talking about huge criminal organizations that are run to look and feel just like real recruitment companies. They've got slick websites, fake employee profiles on LinkedIn, and even massive call centers. In 2023, authorities in Thailand raided one of these places and found 400 workers speaking 13 different languages, all working towards one single goal: to steal money from people looking for a job. The scam itself usually plays out in 3 very clear phases. First, there's the approach. They send you a personal, flattering message that makes you feel special, like you were handpicked. Second, the illusion. They add you to a fake group chat with other colleagues, and, this part is absolutely crucial, they actually pay you a small amount of real money. Then comes the final part, the trap. Once they've earned your trust, they start demanding bigger and bigger fees to unlock the rest of your supposed earnings. And this whole process has a name, one that the criminals actually use themselves: pig butchering. The term is just chilling because of how disturbingly accurate it is. They build up your trust and your confidence, fattening you up with these small wins, right before they move in and take everything you have. Okay, so now for the most important part. How do you see this coming before it's too late? Let's go through a really simple checklist of the 7 major warning signs that tell you an offer is a total scam. All right, the first one is honestly the most obvious. Real companies post job openings and then they wait for people to apply. They don't just cold message strangers on WhatsApp with job offers. If they contacted you completely out of the blue, that is a massive, massive red flag. You have got to check the sender's email. I mean, is a recruiter from a huge company like Google really writing to you from a generic Gmail account? No way. Real companies always use their own corporate domain addresses. There are no exceptions to this. Think about it. Every single legitimate hiring process involves talking to an actual human being, either on the phone or, more likely, a video call. If the entire interview and onboarding happens just over text messages, you are not being hired. You are being set up. $400 a day just to rate products? $3,000 a month for some simple data entry? Come on. If the pay seems way too good to be true for the work they're describing, it's because it is. That impossible salary is the bait. And this right here, this is the most important rule of them all. A real employer will never, under any circumstance, ask you to send them money. Not to unlock tasks, not for processing fees, not for insurance. The second they ask you for your money, the conversation is over. End of story. You also have to watch out for any kind of high-pressure tactics. Things like, oh, this position closes tonight, or we need you to confirm in the next hour. That sense of urgency is a weapon. It's designed to stop you from thinking straight or asking a friend for a second opinion. And be so careful about sending your passport, your bank details, or any other sensitive personal info before you have a formal contract in hand and have independently verified that the company is real.
A lot of times, this is just a setup for identity theft down the road.
So really, when you boil it all down, the difference is simple. A real job uses a corporate email, involves a video interview, and pays you. A scam job uses a generic email address, relies on text-only chats, and in the end, it always asks you to pay them.
Okay, listen, if any of this is starting to sound a little too familiar and you're thinking you might be in this exact situation right now, I need you to stop everything. Here is a clear, step-by-step plan for what to do.
First, cut all contact right now. Block every number, every account. Do not try to argue or get your money back by talking to them. Second, call your bank immediately and tell them it's fraud. Third, go change your passwords and secure your online accounts. Fourth, report the crime to the authorities. And fifth, and this one is so important, tell someone you trust. Silence is what protects these scammers. You have to break that cycle.
Now, after hearing all these red flags, it's really easy to sit back and think, I would never fall for that. But the people who get caught in these traps aren't careless. They're often professionals, they're educated, they're naturally skeptical people. So why on earth does this still work so well?
Because at its core, this scam isn't really about greed. It's about hope. It's about the hope for a stable paycheck, the hope that just this once, something will finally work out. And what scammers do is they ruthlessly weaponize that hope against the very people who need it the most. The only thing that stops them is information. And now, you know exactly what to look for.